And so we've been here for a while. That way didn't work. We're trying to try this work, see if this work. It's a totally difference from doing this how I used to do it and doing it now. I'm already tired. I want to quit and give up. We got to keep going so we can get this flood. And we gonna give you the updates when we get done. All right, bye. Issues. It's definitely this. It's one of the biggest issues is right here. Turn on that water for me real quick. The hot water.
What happened?
We found one of the issues. Is it on?
Yeah.
All right. Make sure the bathroom ain't leaking. I mean the laundry room. With all that toilet paper y'all using. Mama, make sure the living room ain't leaking.
No, bathroom not leaking. No, I didn't go inside and look.
This has been a process. Do y'all hear me? So, it look like that there's two sinks are clear, but the actual washer and dryer, or the washer line and the toilet line is hooked up on the same line. And this is the aftermath. Dookie paper, feces, all type of stuff was coming up under here. So it's gonna be some work to do. I don't know what's going on. My eyes been hurting. I've been just trying to wash them out with water. And I feel like I look sick, man. Man, taking one thing at a time. One day at a time, right? Ice water and two, I think. Oh, man. I don't know.
It's because we didn't have, watch this, the maturity to handle that level of power yet.
My eyes look better.
As we step into this 10th year under me and Pastor Natalie's leadership, I believe that God that's, man, we made it 10 years. Y'all shocked too? I'm shocked. I am flabbergasted.
One thing I don't like when people drive on my bumper when I'm driving. It's so like distasteful. That's the right word for it. Every day is the day that we gotta move forward. It's always somebody that could be in a worse position than you that's working harder than you, so we gotta work harder and harder and harder no matter what. Every day, every second, every moment. It's your time to make it better for you to elevate yourself to the highest purpose, to your highest purpose. Evolving, evaluating, becoming better than you. Head into the crib, drop the kids off at school, head to the crib, try to put some stuff together. I feel like that I'm everywhere, but I don't know. I got the plumbing issue down packed, not all the way, but it's better than what it was. It's not completely resolved, but it is better than what it was. I think every day should be a day to try to plan to put something together to make money. Now, of course, I don't know, it's a little weird because I hate when people say everything ain't about money, but you need money to live. If I go to Kroger's, I need money. If I gotta feed my kids to McDonald's, I need money. If I want to invest in my business, I need money. To get a bank account, I need money. Put gas in the car, I need money. You know what I mean? So when you hear that, like, I hate hearing that. Money ain't everything, but I need money to be able to live and survive. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really like that statement too much, but I understand when they say maybe the love for money, or people will maybe sell their soul for money or something like that. But everybody got their own reason. Everybody got their own way to get money. You know what I mean? And everybody's position is different. Some people don't mind going out here working, grinding, going 9 to 5, working the job, sacrificing for their kids, whatever, how they doing. Some people are hustlers. Some people may hustle and work. Some people may just work in the street and sell narcotics or be a trapper. Some people may be an entrepreneur. Some people may be an entertainer. Some people may be, it's different ways. You know what I mean? So that's just a hard statement for me. Money ain't everything, but it is. And not, even though I don't go by the world standard. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe that I'm really of the world, even though I'm in the world. I may be battling things of the world that I may be processing in my journey in the world. But overall, in the world, money matters. If you don't got no money, you can't truly do nothing in this world. Now, when you say that statement, people going, oh, yes, you can, well, you can do this, and God that, and God is number one and amazing, 100%. We can definitely support people by praying for them. We can definitely support people by being a support for them. You know what I mean? But logically, you need money to survive. And if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have no homeless people. If that was the case, we wouldn't have no need for welfare. If that was the case, we wouldn't have no need for any type of assistance, no insurance. If that was the case, we wouldn't even have to pay taxes. Now, I don't believe that it's good to worship money and to do anything for money, or to sacrifice people, or sacrifice your body or different things for money, but everybody have a different perspective or a reason why they choosing to do what they do to proceed to get the money. It's just different. I'm just tired of being broke when I know mentally I'm a billionaire. I know creatively I'm a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? I know that. And it's just like in my head, oh, I ain't broke. I got millions and millions of dollars. Even some more coming in, even planning to even get more. It's just that I don't have access to that millions of dollars. But in reality, I'm broke. In reality, I don't have that money. Go ahead. In reality, I don't have that money. In reality, I can't even do nothing because physically, them things are not in there. Oh my goodness. I'm talking about a tight spot to get in. They look like that they big and deep in there too. And I have never been a lazy individual. I have never been a lazy man. I have always kept a job or proceeded to be a worker. It is times where I didn't have a job. I'm not gonna say I didn't have a job for 50 years straight or 30 years straight. Never unemployed, but I was still the type of individual that always had a job 95% of the time. And then even working for them people, you never fully get what you truly need for yourself and your family. I think it's a good step to take that and try to invest into your family and things like that. But it's, I don't know.
Your name and address?
Ricky Davis Jr.
I did see that you did call in on the 6th and complete your renewal with the state. So what I did was send a message over to the case managers to have them review and update the case, and you should be receiving correspondence by mail within 10 business days.
Yes, ma'am, but this is, like I said, I already had to call the commissioner's office because my insurance was never supposed to be like this, and it still put me in a position where my appointments got canceled. So I can go to my doctor's appointment that got canceled. I had appointments that I've been waiting on for almost 8 months, and then they got canceled. So at this point, I had to do the renewal because Ohio Job and Family Services, not you directly, but all the 6 people that was working on my case is the one that messed everything up. And then it put me in a worse position. So already contacted the commissioner's office, and I would like to see if this can be documented of what's going on as well, so I can actually talk to the director or an administrator.
Yes, sir. That's not our protocol. I understand the concern and everything, but your renewal was due, and that's why your benefits was discontinued, because you didn't complete your renewal. And you completed the renewal with date on the 6th. So our protocol is to send a message so they can review and update the case, and we will have to allow 10 business days processing time for that.
No, ma'am, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm telling you is it was 6 employees that filled out all of my paperwork. I didn't fill out my renewal. It was the supervisors and administrators that works there that did it. And they should be responsible, because we talked on the phone and she told me plainly with her supervisor that everything is okay until 2026. So I had to just do the renewal down because they made a mistake when they originally filled it out for me. And then they had to put benefits in my 2 different kids' name. It's a lot going on. So everything you're saying is correct. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that you realize that it was employees and the bosses there is the one that did my paperwork. And I had to call.
I'm not disputing any paperwork that may or may not have been completed. Our protocol is to send a message, and that's what I did. You will have to allow 10 business day processing time.
Yes, ma'am, but can I speak to a supervisor?
No, sir. There's no supervisor available.
In the whole building?
My supervisor is not available. I can't speak for any other supervisor, but my supervisor is not available.
Can I have your supervisor's name?
Regarding
This issue, I was told that I'm allowed to ask for everybody's name. Even when I talked to the commissioner's office, they told me to ask for everybody's name that I talked to on the phone, including customer service and the supervisors. So you telling me that a supervisor is not available, so I just wanted to get it on record.
Yes, sir, because my supervisor for customer service, in which that's the job that I'm doing, she is not available. She couldn't assist with this call because she does not process these cases. That's what the case managers are for. She's over customer service, the call center.
Well, can you tell me is who my caseworker is and case manager is?
There's not one assigned case manager to the case. It's a caseworker pool.
Say that again?
It's a caseworker pool. There's not one assigned caseworker.
So you telling me that I'm not allowed to talk to, I don't have a caseworker and I can't talk to a supervisor?
I'm stating there's no one assigned case manager to anybody's case, not just yours, but to anybody's. There's not one assigned caseworker, and my supervisor is unavailable. That is correct.
Well, I know that when I did have this issue, Diane was my caseworker and she was the only one assigned to my caseworker and she was the head one. So I'm confused when you say that there's nobody that assigned to that when it was proof that it was, including the 2 caseworkers that had to work on my case, the 4 supervisors and 2 administrators. So I'm asking you, and it should be documented in my notes of who those people are. Yes, ma'am. And the Jewish service, these people, so rude. Oh my goodness.
I did see that your case is under workforce, so I'm going to get you transferred over to our workforce department.
I'm confused about that because I called workforce and then they told me to call the Jewish because it got switched over to the Jewish people and the Jewish family services. Then I called the Jewish family services and they told me that I need to call here. And you telling me that I need to call workforce. So I'm a little confused on what's going on.
Well, your case is under workforce. They are the ones who's updating the case. So that's why I have to get you transferred over to our workforce.
Yes, ma'am. I understand that point. And that's what I'm telling you. I already talked to workforce and they directed me to the Jewish family service. And the Jewish family service told me to call here. And then you telling me now I got to call back to workforce. That's why I wanted to speak to a supervisor. And what's your name again? Hello?
My name is Desiree. There's no supervisor available. You will actually have to contact our workforce.
Could you document and note that I'm trying to get a hold of administrator and supervisors? And I appreciate you. I just don't want you to get frustrated with me. And I understand that I'm coming up with a lot, but a lot that I've been dealing with for a year. And even this conversation is being recorded because I have to record every conversation so I can send this to the commissioner's office so they can see what I've been dealing with. So even you telling me, and it's not your fault at all, but even you telling me that I got to contact Workforce, I got them recorded that I got to contact Jewish Family Service, and I got them recorded that I got to contact y'all. So it's just a bunch of a loop. And this is the type of stuff that people go through on a constant, but nobody really get to see it.
Yes, sir. So I did get that notated for you.
Yes, ma'am. And you said there's no supervisor or administrator available.
No, sir.
And is there a way that you can document them for them to contact me?
I wouldn't be able to because the case is not under us, it's under Workforce. So they have their own protocol. You can request to speak to a supervisor for Workforce, but I can't request for a supervisor because the case is not under us, it's under Workforce.
Yes, ma'am. But I'm still a little confused because they saying that it's not under Workforce, it's under the Ohio Jewish Family Services.
Well, request to speak with case manager Diane. That's the one listed on your case, so that she will have all the information regarding your benefits.
Yes, ma'am, and thank you. And I do want to say I do apologize for any inconvenience. It's just I've been dealing with this for a year. I had to file 2 appeals, and come to find out, I had all of my paperwork correct, and then they end up putting benefits in my 7-year-old's name and had to use his social security number. So it's been an ongoing issue. So I do appreciate you, and my frustration is not with you personally. I do appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Is there anything else that I can assist you with today?
No, ma'am. You said you already documented it and put it in the note.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Just a moment, let me get you transferred over. Thank you for calling. You have a nice day. You're now being transferred over. Good morning. Thank you for calling Practice County Workforce. How can I help you?
Hello, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm getting there.
How can I help you?
I have some issues going on. My insurance ended up getting cut off, I believe December 29th, but been ongoing issues with my case. It was 2 administrators, 4 supervisors, and 2 case workers is the one that filled out all of my paperwork for me and my kids. I had to file a couple appeals, and I ended up winning my appeals because everything was right. And it was more issues, so I had to contact the commissioner's office. And once I contact the commissioner's office, Ohio Job and Family Services and Workforce called me the next day. And that's when they had 6 people working on my stuff. And I was supposed to have my insurance until the 26th. And my kids still have it, but they cut mine off. And then it ended up causing me, can't get my medication. They end up canceling my MRIs. I had lined up for months for my nerve test. And them got canceled because I don't have insurance.
Do you have your case number?
Ma'am.
And it's just Ricky?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is not the Medicaid line, but I could transfer you over.
Yeah, I already talked, I'm so confused. I already talked to Medicaid. They told me I need to call Ohio Job and Family Services, said I need to talk to Workforce. And then Workforce is telling me I need to talk to Medicaid. So it's just an ongoing issue. And then they transferred everything to the Ohio Jewish Family Services. And they told me that I need to talk to Ohio Job and Family Services. And then I just got off the phone with Ohio Job and Family Services, and they told me that I need to talk to Workforce.
Okay. Like a lot.
Yeah, it is. And I've been dealing with this for a year. That's why I was trying to get a hold of a supervisor. And I know that Diane or Miss Diane was the one that was over my case, and she was the one that was one of the case workers, and along with the 2 administrators and 4 supervisors or something like that, was the one that actually filled out all of my paperwork. They's the one that filled out my renewal for me and my kids. They filled out my stamps and my Workforce because they so many mistakes, and I had to call the commissioner's office.
Okay. But you did the renewal on the 6th?
Yes, I did the renewal on the 6th because it was canceled and I couldn't get a hold of a supervisor. So I did that in the same process of trying to be the back thing. I still try to get a hold of Mrs. Diane and everybody else, all the 6 people that was involved in my case.
Okay, let me see if I can get a message over to Diane. I'm gonna place you on brief hold, okay?
Yeah, ma'am.
Mr. Davis, I just sent over a message to the case manager. I'm just waiting to see if she'll reply back within a timely manner. So I'm going to ask you to hold the line for a few more moments to see if she replies. In the event that she doesn't reply, I'll send a message over to her supervisor as well, letting them know that I did reach out to contact her and got no response and that you were requesting a call back, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And thank you again.
All right. Thank you. Hold the line, please. So she didn't respond back as of yet. Told them to do is take your information down and send it over to a supervisor and the case manager for them to review your case and give you a call back.
Yes, ma'am. Please do. And I also emailed her too a week ago when I had heard about this first issue. I emailed her twice and she still haven't responded. Yes, ma'am.
0851.
Yes, ma'am. And
Diane Starkey. I will get a message over to her and her supervisor. Thank you. Well, she is the supervisor, actually. But I'll get a message over for the case manager who originally reviewed your case, and then for her to also reach out to you.
yes, ma'am. And thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling. Have a good one.
You too.
Family Services. I was just calling to let you know that I went ahead and got your medical reinstated.
Yes, ma'am. Is it under the same account or a different one?
Yeah, yep, it'll all be the same, and then there's no lapse in coverage or anything like that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any questions?
So the renewal is next year?
Yes, yep, it'll be December 2025.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
I'm sorry, how you doing? And I just received your message about that you called yesterday. And I've been calling not Congress, I'm so sorry, the commissioner's office trying to figure this out, and come to find out they did made a mistake again, Ohio Job and Family Services. So it ended up going to the supervisors or the director, and they just called me now and about the mistake, and they reinstated everything literally just now. So I know I've been waiting so long for these appointments, so I don't know how it's going to work now. And then I asked her, so do I have a new number or is it the same number? She said that it's the same. I should have the same number that I had before as well.
Here's one of them. Here we go. You were scheduled today for the arm and while you're on the phone, let me see what happens. Even if I did work it today, it's not going to be approved.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
I haven't. Unfortunately. And since I'm not clinical, it's not like I can call them and explain and maybe get it approved. So I can't even do that. Let's see. Oh, you were scheduled for this morning. So let me see something here real quick.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate you taking your time and trying to wait long as you can. That means a lot to me.
I feel bad when you're trying to get it all figured out, and I feel bad when I'm constantly calling you, but I'd rather keep you up to date than not know nothing.
Very much appreciated.
Hopefully it gets approved. Right now it's still showing not found, but what I can do is for the appointment today, I will call them and at least get it started, which means then it will go into member eligibility review, but at least I have it started. And you have 2 more appointments on the 22nd that I'll go ahead and work it once I get down to those. So I'm just thinking. So for now, I'll go ahead and work these 2 that were scheduled for today. At least it's started. And once I get the final determination, I will give you a call back. And then that way you're sure if it's approved or not for you to reschedule.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't mind working that way for at least for today's appointment.
Yes, ma'am. And then do my doctors know what's going on for them to reschedule, or do I have to call? Because I can't remember which doctor.
This was Dr. Anandar. I don't think I said that right.
Yes, ma'am. Is there a way that you can note this or note her, let her know what's been going on? So when I do,
yeah, I can let the office know.
Thank you.
So for now, I'll go ahead and work these. And like I said, once I get the final determination, I will let you know.
Yes, ma'am. And you said you also will send my doctor's office to know what's been going on these last, a week or something like that?
Yes, I'll call them and let them know.
Thank you so much. That means so much to me.
Oh, you're welcome. I hope you have a great day.
Yes, ma'am. And you too. And thank you for being a superhero.
will. Thank you.
Ain't trying, you're doing, so thank you.
All right. So I appreciate that.
Yes, ma'am. Bye. I'm calling because I'm having some issues. My insurance ended up getting canceled because it was supposed to restart on the 1st. My kids did restart, but for some reason mine didn't. And it ended up causing problems where cancel my appointments, my medication I can't get because I can't, and some other issues. And when it come to my application, it was already issued. So it was 2 caseworkers, 4 supervisors, and 2 administrators working on my case. And they the one that filled out all of my new paperwork for all of my benefits because there was so much issues that I had to call the commissioner's office. And they end up getting my case together. And it took 6 people to get my case together. And the lady, Diane, I think, she was the one, and her team was the one that filled out all of my information between me and my kids. They even had to put stuff in my kid's name that I really didn't feel comfortable with. But now I don't have insurance. So I was trying to get a hold of an administrator, a supervisor about this issue.
In a world where struggles can break you, one man rises to prove that strength is born from pain. Meet Ricky Davis Jr., the force behind Meelevate, a movement that's more than a name. It's a revolution. With every challenge faced, every setback overcome, and every story told, he's here to remind you that progress is never easy, but it's always worth it. From his journey as a single father to the battle for his health, Ricky has been through the fire, and he's using every flame to ignite change. With the pain behind the progress, he invites you to witness a journey of resilience, growth, and relentless determination. This isn't just a series. This is a call to action. This is Meelevate, the pain behind the progress. Uncover the power of persistence, because no pain goes in vain. Season 1. Meelevate Vision, telling stories, inspiring change.